All right, what is going on, guys? Here for the NBA live stream for Sunday. We got a ton of news that came out in the last like 30, 45 minutes. I was planning on going live a little bit earlier. I was at the grocery store. I figured, I have a pretty good handle on the slate. We got the Boston value. Not a ton of breaking news coming out. I feel good. All of a sudden, in like a 5-minute span, I see Boston, Miami postponed. Karl-Anthony Towns ruled out. DeMar DeRozan ruled out. It's literally like that video of like Forrest Gump like running back from the grocery store. That was me to get back in time and like have to update everything. But yeah, I'm gonna go really, really quick here. It's gonna be about a 20-minute stream, guys. So I'm gonna go as fast as I can and then try to get to questions at the end. Let's go over real quick what we know so far. So let's see. Scrolling from the top, a lot of the stuff was from the early slate. Most of the stuff was, let's see. Again, Celtics games postponed. DeMar DeRozan ruled out. That's huge. Karl-Anthony Towns will play, or Kevin Durant will play. Kyrie ruled out. Some of the stuff for Monday, again, Karl-Anthony Towns ruled out. That changes a ton. The Celtics Heat postponed. So no longer have value there. And that's basically what we got so far. So, let's go to NBA. Let's refresh this. All right, Denver, New York, it's a 213 over-under. Nuggets are 6-point favorites. Thunder, Nets, 224 over-under. Nets are 7.5-point favorites. Lakers, Rockets, 223 over-under. Lakers are 4-point favorites. Spurs and Timberwolves, 229.5 over-under. Spurs, 3.5-point favorites. Rockets and Raptors and Warriors, 233.5 over-under. Raptors are 2.5-point favorites. So again, going to go really, really quick here. Let's start with Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City, SGA at 8K, I think looks like a decent play here. This game should stay competitive now with no Kyrie Irving. Like the matchup for him. I think he goes a little bit under-owned. He's had 50 in back-to-back games. And like the matchup for him. So I think he's firmly in play. I think he goes a little bit, again, overlooked, but like him as a contrarian option. Don't mind Bazley. Had let me down that last game. Was decently high in there against New York. Don't mind buying back in here. HAMIDOU Diallo had the game of his life. That's not going to happen again. So Bazley firmly in play here in the mid-range. Horford's a pass. Same with George Hill. If people are going to chase HAMIDOU Diallo, again, I'm perfectly fine looking elsewhere. He shot 8 of 13. We're not going to get 40 fantasy points again. Just like Joe Harris last game, right? Joe Harris 2 games ago went off. Everyone chased it. He busted. Same thing with Diallo. I'm not going there. If people are going to chase it, I think that's a mistake. And that's it for Oklahoma City. Let's move on to Brooklyn. So Brooklyn, we got Kyrie out. So Kevin Durant looks like one of the best plays at the top there. No Kyrie. Great matchup. He should play over 35 minutes. So Kevin Durant looks really, really good. Unless we get some news that he's being restricted, I think he's one of the top plays of the slate. LeVert at 7-9 is more of the pivot in GPPs. Now, I want to see what their starting lineup is. I think we're still waiting on the starting lineup news with Caris LeVert. If he comes to the bench, I'm not as excited about him because I just don't think he plays as many minutes, right? He started and played 32 and 36 in those 2 games where Kyrie and KD were out. So LeVert, depending on the starting lineup, but LeVert starts. I think he's definitely in play. If he's off the bench, he's more of a contrarian option. Allen is fine, but not a priority for me. Again, he is playing more minutes than DeAndre Jordan. The rest of the guys are just stay away from Kevin Durant back. I don't think we have to go there with the Brooklyn value. So let's move on to Denver, New York. Denver, Jokic at the top at 11K obviously looks good if you can get to him, right? If you feel confident enough the value. Right now, there's not a ton of value with, again, we'll talk about some of the Spurs guys. I think that's where we can get some value. But, hey, Jokic is just, if you have the salary for him, no issue at all. Great matchup here. So, yeah, like him there at the top. Jamal Murray, more of the contrarian GPP play. The range of outcomes for him is so high. So Jamal Murray, I think, is a decent GPP play. Don't mind Will Barton still with no Michael Porter Jr. He's been playing over 30 minutes in competitive games. I think he's an interesting play. I think he goes lower owned. The rest of the guys, I'm not going to get to Monte Morris and Millsap. JaMychal Green is an okay value play here at 4.3K. Should play about 20 minutes. Gary Harris is viable, but again, very, very scoring dependent. The minutes should be there, but very reliant on the scoring. On the next side, Julius Randle, I still like at 9.5. I think he goes overlooked in the slate, but he had in 31 minutes when foul trouble, he still went for over almost 50 fantasy points. So Julius Randle, I think, is a really, really solid play here at the top. I think he does go. A little bit overlooked. RJ Barrett, secondary placing with Alfred Payton. Mitchell Robinson, I'll pass on that price. Bullock, I don't think we have to go there. Austin Rivers has been getting over 30 minutes in back-to-back games or 3 straight games. I think he's fine, but price is going up. Don't really like buying high on guys. The value, just don't think we have to go there. So that's it for Denver, New York. Let's talk about Lakers and Houston. Lakers, Houston, LeBron, AD, both questionable. Expect LeBron to play. He's been questionable every single game so far this season, and he has played. He lost me a huge amount of money that game when I pivoted to him, so still not over that. But if Anthony Davis is out, I think LeBron is one of the best bet-ups of the slate and a great matchup. Would get a lot more usage if Anthony Davis is out. Anthony Davis himself, if he does play, again, it's a good spot here. Like spot for both Lakers guys in this matchup against Houston. Harrell and like Markieff Morris, these guys become viable if Anthony Davis is out, so got to keep an eye on that. Schroeder, Kuzma, fine plays. Or Kuzma is not a guy I'm going to go to. Only played 17 minutes. Schroeder would be more viable if Anthony Davis gets ruled out. And then, if KCP is ruled out, you can look to Wes Matthews and THT for value. But that's really it for the Lakers side. Let's move on to Houston. Houston, Harden's to stay away from me at the top. John Wall seems priced about right, but I think he's viable. Christian Wood's the guy for me at 8-1. He won for almost 50 fantasy points in 27 minutes. Again, like the spot here, especially if Anthony Davis is out, then I wouldn't be as worried about Christian Wood foul trouble. So Wood at 8-1, I think looks like a pretty decent option here. Again, don't mind John Wall. Harden's to stay away. Eric Gordon, when both guards are healthy, I pass. The value, just don't think we have to go there. So that's it for the Lakers and Houston. Real quick, guys, we're over halfway. If you enjoy this content, if you could hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, that'd be greatly, greatly appreciated. I'll be on for another 15 minutes. I know I'm going fast, but I want to get to some questions at the end. So Spurs, Timberwolves, this is the game I want. No DeMar DeRozan, DeJounte Murray, Aldridge, Keldon Johnson, Rudy Gay, Mills, Lonnie Walker, even Vassell for value. This is the game I want. So really, really like all these guys. DeJounte Murray at the top at 6'8", I think is one of the best plays in the slate. Played, 36 minutes in regulation. No DeMar DeRozan. Fantastic matchup here. Aldridge, I think, looks solid, even though he had a bad game last time out. No DeRozan. Again, great matchup here. He's in play. Keldon Johnson gets a huge boost with no DeMar DeRozan. So really, all these Spurs guys I really like. Still no Derek White. I think Rudy Gay is very viable here. Did only play 17 minutes the last game. Those should go up with no DeMar DeRozan. I'm curious to see what they do with the starting lineup. If Rudy Gay starts, I would like him a lot more. Again, he's a good point-per-minute guy. And then you have the value with like Patty Mills and Lonnie Walker. They get a huge boost. Vassell as well. So really, this is the Spurs are one of my favorite teams. If not, I think they're my favorite team to target on the slate. I want a lot of San Antonio exposure. Really like all these guys I just mentioned. Murray, Aldridge, Johnson, Gay, Mills, Walker, Vassell. Let's move on to Minnesota. No Karl-Anthony Towns, that is huge. So no Cat and no DeRozan. Two teams that play no defense. Two teams that play at a really, really fast pace. You already know what's going to happen. I'm going to stack this game, and it's going to blow out. That's just, I already can see it happening. But yeah, no Karl-Anthony Towns. D'Lo and Malik Beasley become two of the better plays in the slate, in my opinion. D'Angelo Russell just has enormous upside with Cat off the court. If they're going to stay competitive in this game, it's going to be D'Lo, it's going to be Malik Beasley. These two guys are going to have to do it. They should play huge minutes. Like them both a lot at the top. Anthony Edwards is actually firmly in play here at 5'4", getting more minutes. Played 31 and 30 in back-to-back games. I think he's a viable value play. Rubio at 5'2", he's fine. You can throw him in there too. And then the center rotation with like Naz Reid, Vanderbilt. These are the two guys I would look to. If they throw Ed Davis in that rotation too and had like a three-headed monster at center, that's where like everyone gets affected. So we'll see. There's some risk here. Obviously, Naz Reid is a good point-per-minute guy. He went for 32 in 16 minutes. It's just a matter of can he stay out of foul trouble, right? Because this guy is just always in foul trouble. So we'll see what they do with the starting lineup. Again, Vanderbilt has been playing decently well. I think he's a viable punt, but there's just risk involved with these centers if they do a three-headed monster at that center rotation. Last guy I'll mention is Hernan Gomez. Obviously more viable. No Cat. I expect 25 to 30 minutes from him. I think he's a viable punt too. That's really it. I don't think we have to go to like Culver or Koji even he plays. I mean, you can, but that's about it for Minnesota. So let's finish up with Toronto, Golden State. On the Toronto side, Van Fleet, Lowry, Siakam are all safe plays, 8-5, 8-3, and 7-8 respectively. But do we have to go there in the slate? Again, I do like the matchup a lot for them. I think they're all solid plays. Does one really stand out? I don't think so. But if you land on one of those guys, I think that's fine. Again, really good matchup. Boucher and GPP, so the minutes have been going down on Len. They've been going down on Aaron Baines. Boucher played 29 minutes the last game, won for 50 fantasy points. He's a fantastic point-per-minute guy. If he gets close to 30 minutes again, he's one of the best plays in the slate. But again, the minutes fluctuate with him. 15 in that game against Phoenix. No foul trouble, no nothing. 15 minutes, right? So what are the minutes going to be for Chris Boucher? It's always just up and down for him, but that's why I think he makes for a really good GPP play. OG's fine, not a priority for me. The value's out of play with everyone healthy. Let's finish up with Golden State. Steph Curry at the top, I think, looks for one of the best plays on the slate. Has enormous upside. Again, especially if Andrew Wiggins is out, he's down to even more. So Steph, really like him at the top. Wiggins got to keep an eye on that. If he's out, maybe slight boost to Oubre, but the minutes went down on him. Still don't think I'd go there. I think Draymond makes for a nice value play here. 4.9K. He's played over 30 minutes in back-to-back games. And then finally, the values, like Wanamaker, Damian Lee. If Andrew Wiggins are out, these guys become a little bit more viable. My issue is they still have a really deep rotation, so we'll see what they do if Wiggins is out. Again, if Damian Lee and Bazemore are the guys that I would look to. We'll see what they do. If Wiggins is out, like Bazemore starts or Damian Lee starts, then they become, again, a lot more viable. So we'll just have to keep an eye on this. So potential value there for Golden State if Wiggins is out. If Wiggins plays, you guys know my rule. I do not play Andrew Wiggins ever. So that's it for the breakdown, guys. Let's refresh this. Let's get some questions. I know that was really, really fast, but again, I wanted to go fast to try to get some questions. One more time, I'll ask you to enjoy this content to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Let me take a quick sip of water and let's get to questions. All right. Let's see. SGA or DIALLO? That's a close one. I think I prefer the upside now in DIALLO. If the game can stay competitive, I think I prefer the upside in D'Angelo Russell. I do like SGA, though. I think SGA goes a little bit under-owned in the slate. He still has upside. But I think I prefer the upside on D'Angelo Russell right now. Cousins, no thank you. LeVert or Russell? Russell for me. Yep. Yeah, with Kevin Durant back, if Karis LeVert comes out the bench, that's just... We've seen that from him, right? We've seen him, when Karis LeVert comes to the bench, he only plays like 25 minutes. So, not great, right? Yeah, you could do that with Nerlens as well, but I think he only played like 7 minutes that last game. 11. Like, minutes went down a bit. I mean, there's a decent chance, but Mitchell Robinson has been doing a really good job of staying out of foul trouble. So, what's great value under 4K? Depends, right? I think if Anthony Davis gets ruled out, Markieff Morris becomes a good value play. You can still look to Culver, especially if Okoji's out, but don't love it. Again, Markieff Morris would probably be the guy if Anthony Davis gets ruled out. But yeah, there's just not a ton of value plays I like. I mean, Vassell is, I think, almost min price. You got THT and Wes Matthews if KCP is out. But I think Vassell gets some more minutes here, so he's a viable punt. Oubre, decent value. The minutes are going down on him. I don't trust it. Core of D'Lo, KD, and Beasley, I think that looks good. Yeah. Thoughts on Rudy Gay? I like him a lot more, especially if Rudy Gay starts. D'Lo or Wood? I like the upside more in D'Lo. I hate every game because I don't know what 3 teams are getting blown out. Yeah, it's whatever game I stack. Whatever game I stack blows out. So this game, Minnesota, San Antonio will blow out. You think Raptors, Warriors stay close? I think it will. What's the over-under on that? I think it's decently close. Raptors have not been great this year. It's a 2.5-point spread, so should stay close. Yeah, I like Steph Curry obviously at the top. Thoughts on Wiseman, 4-6 against Toronto. Fine play. Minutes are going down, though, so a little risky. Jeff Green and KD revenge. I don't really want to go to the Brooklyn value with KD playing. You can, but, right? Don't you think D'Lo totally blows? I mean, he's up and down. In games that stay when Minnesota keeps the game close, it's D'Angelo Russell and Malik Beasley. You think Draymond? I think Draymond's solid for value. Should play over 30 minutes. Is 4.9. Depends. It depends, right? Are you playing cash or GPPs? GPPs, you can play as many guys as you want. Cash, maybe 3 or 4. Favorite Nuggets, Jokic at the top, Will Barton in the mid-range, JaMychal Green for value. Draymond, yep, he's fine. Norman Powell or Pascal wouldn't play either. My lineup is so gross. Vanderbilt or Edwards. So Edwards is definitely safer. Again, Minnesota could run that 3-headed monster at center in rotation, and then that just hurts everyone. The upside, point per dollar, if things go right, Vanderbilt has... If I knew Jared Vanderbilt was going to play over 20 minutes, I would play him for sure. But again, there's some risk there. Barton or Boucher. Barton's safer. Boucher's got the more upside if things go right. Wancho love. Wancho's fine. Best center, 6K and below. Let's see. 6K and below center. Well, if you're shooting for the upside, it's Chris Boucher for sure. Yeah, Chris Boucher for sure for the upside. Horford's probably like your cash play. He's not going to... I don't think he's going to go crazy, but the matchup's fine here. He should play about 30 minutes. So Horford for cash, Boucher for GPPs. Jokic firmly in play at the top. Again, it is a little pricey. Not 11K, but still has huge upside. How's the build of Murray, D'Lo, Keldon Johnson, Durant? Yeah, that looks good. Randall, does he get in foul trouble against Jokic? So I don't think Randall will be on Jokic much. I think Mitchell Robinson will be on Jokic a good amount. I think Randall will be on Millsap and JaMychal Green. We still play SJ. I think SJ still looks good. He's a contrarian option, though. Siakam not in play. Warriors still against Big. I think Siakam's firmly in play. I like all 3 of the Toronto guys. Those guys all are solid. If I'm playing Steph Curry, I think I might run it back with one of those Toronto guys, whether it be Lowry, Van Fleet, or Siakam. Again, don't expect what we got that last game, though, from Toronto, right? Lowry is out, so Siakam and Van Fleet went crazy. It was a great matchup. It's still a good matchup, but Lowry being back in the mix, it kind of just makes everyone solid plays in a good matchup, but no one really stands out. Prioritize Jokic or Curry. I think the price looks a little bit better on Curry. Hero or Beasley, so Hero's not playing. So Beasley. Murray, Van Fleet, Johnson, Durant, Boucher, Walker, Tucker, Bullock, GPP. Is that PJ Tucker? Because I just don't play PJ Tucker. I wouldn't play PJ Tucker in the slate. I just don't think we have to do it. Let's see. Yeah, that is PJ Tucker. Yeah, I wouldn't play PJ Tucker. I mean, you can, but this is realistic floor, right? 35 minutes, 4 fantasy points. That's what you can get out of PJ Tucker. So, yes, he had a good game last game against Orlando. I would not expect that again. So just be warned here, right? PJ Tucker kind of feels like fool's gold, just like HAMIDOU Diallo, right? I feel like people are going to chase Diallo. Maybe people chase Tucker. I don't know. I don't feel good about it. Yeah, I think Vanderbilt's a good GBP play. Again, if they run 3 centers, it kind of hurts everyone. Yeah, I think Jokic should be low-owned because there's not as many good value plays now. Naz Reid, the minutes are brutal because of the foul trouble. So if I knew Naz Reid was going to play close to 30 minutes tonight, I would lock him in all formats and everything because he's that good of a GBP play. Nope, don't play Terrence Davis, not with Lowry back. Not even sure if he's going to be in the rotation. Yeah, that's fine. Guard under 4K. I don't think there's anything. Let's see. 4K, guard. So I think what I would do is we had to keep an eye on Golden State news, right? So like maybe Damian Lee, if Wiggins is out, you could look to, I mean, maybe Caruso, but yeah, there's just not really anything I like down here. So yeah, Culver probably plays 25-ish minutes. You can go there, but I don't want to be in that range for guard. Yeah, cores for Patreon, guys. Favorite value guard. I would say probably one of the Spurs guards. So like Lonnie or Patty Mills. Those guys should get a pretty decent boost. Or yeah, I think those are the 2 guys to look to. Ed Davis, any thoughts? I mean, yeah, you can play him. We'll see what the starting lineup is. What I have a feeling they might do is just play Ed Davis, Naz Reid, and Vanderbilt, and then that hurts everyone. SGA or Wald, rather than SGA. Nwaba's viable, no house. Yeah, I mean, you can play Nwaba. I just don't like playing secondary plays in Houston because all those like top 3 guys eat up so much usage. So like, yeah, Nwaba might play over 20 minutes, but the floor is realistic like 5 for him. So Ford 4,200. So upside, the upside play is Vanderbilt if things go right? If he gets like 20 plus minutes, I think he could be a nice value. But there's also a chance he only plays like 10 minutes. So I guess safer option would probably be, I guess, Diallo, even though I don't really want to chase it. Markieff Morris would become a lot more viable than Anthony Davis out. Like Markieff Morris, I think would be one of the better value plays if, in fact, Anthony Davis gets ruled out. So yeah, answer would be Markieff Morris if AD is out. D'Lo, Beasley, Johnson, Prince, Morris, D. Murray, Gary Harris, Steph thoughts. It's a little risky. Again, Prince is not a guy I'm really excited about with KD there. Gary Harris very reliant on scoring. Yeah, I mean, I think John Wall's decent. I probably prefer some other guys in better matchups, but John Wall is still fine. Patty or Rivers, I'd rather have Patty Mills. DK Hope Diallo's 80% owned. I mean, I don't think Diallo's like a terrible play, but if people are going to chase that game, like it's a decent matchup. He got extended because he played really well. Normally, he's a guy that's playing around like 18 to 21 minutes. So I don't think he's terrible, but he's not going to go for 40 again, most likely, right? And it's just the same situation with Joe Harris, right? People chase that game. I warned you guys not to. Baisley firm. So the upside is higher on Boucher. I think Baisley should play over 30 minutes normally. Yeah, I don't think we have to go to the Brooklyn value. With Kevin Durant there, I mean, you can take a shot at one of those guys. Yeah, I think you can play both Mills and Walker. Stud of the day, it depends on the price, but I think LeBron looks really, really good if Anthony Davis is out. I like Kevin Durant a lot, no Kyrie. If we can get to Jokic, but again, he is pretty pricey, and Steph, like those are the 4 studs. Bazemore, an okay punt. Yes, if Wiggins is out. If Wiggins is out, like Bazemore and Damian Lee become good values. For GPP, are you okay with KD? Yeah, I think that looks really good. Jakob Poeltl doesn't change his role. Like, he was not going to get a lot more minutes, right? with DeRozan out, it doesn't change a ton. JaMychal Green's fine value. He should play about 20 minutes, decent matchup. So I think he's a fine play. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Crowns. Yeah, you can use Crowns to enter contest. I haven't used mine in forever. Guess kind of just going for $1 million now. Yeah, 550 equals $1, so I don't know. I can't do math right now. Favorite 4,500 utility. Let's see. 4,500. Yeah, so, like, I just don't really want to be in this range. Lou Dort's at 4,500, but I don't really want to play him. I don't really want to play Millsap or Tucker. I mean, I guess JaMychal Green, he'll play about 20-ish minutes. It's a good spot for him. He's had over 20 fantasy points in the last 4 games. I don't love it, but Boucher over LMA. So LMA is definitely safer, right? It depends what you're playing. Boucher could still, like, I would not be surprised if Boucher only plays like 15 to 20 minutes. But the matchup against Golden State, like, Boucher looks like a really good GPP play in my opinion. Thoughts? Yeah, I like Julius Randle a lot for GPPs. Reed's a good GPP play too if you can stay out of foul trouble. All right, a couple more questions, guys, then I get out of here. I know it's a short one, but obviously, again, I had to update some content. 5,900 in guard, if you already have those two. I would go Will Barton at 58. Hey, nice, man. Keldon Johnson. Yeah, I think Keldon looks like a really, really good play. You like Jared Allen tonight, secondary play for me. I have Caruso. Caruso will probably get about 15 to 20 minutes. Well, I don't look at ownership at all. So, like, the way I try to figure out ownership is I try to build the optimal lineup and then see from there. So, I don't have a super strong take there. Yeah, guys, we're still waiting on some news, too. So, best mid-range center. Again, I think for the upside, things go right. Boucher, if he gets the minutes, I think he could go for, like, 40+. But minutes are up and down in him. Again, if you're going for, like, the safety. Oh, Harrell would be a really good play, too, if Anthony Davis is out. So, like, Harrell would be a really good play if AD's out. Boucher for the upside. If you're going for like safer plays like Wood, I think he's a good play there at the top. Aldridge seems somewhat safe. Thoughts on Beasley, like him a good amount. Siakam's fine for GPPs. Barrett is the last piece. I think that's okay. Again, I don't love RJ Barrett because he's kind of scoring dependent, but he should play big minutes. So yeah, I think he's fine as a last piece, but not someone I'm prioritizing. Best center option under Randall at 9,500. I would say under Randall, I'd say Christian Wood. All right, guys, I got to get out of here. I know that was a shorter stream. I know it was only about close to 30 minutes, but we got some late breaking news there, so I had to run back and change some things. So good luck tonight. As always, keep an eye on the news.